I want to talk about the receiver from Alabama, Jameson Williams, okay? And, there's a lot of teams out there and a lot of people are saying around the league that, Jameson Williams is going to be a number one receiver. In my opinion, Jameson Williams is probably one of the most pro-ready receivers in this draft. But because of this ACL, it's dropped him a little bit. And I feel like there is going to be a team that's going to take a chance. And I think the Eagles are going to be one of those teams that are going to take a chance on a guy that is coming off injury. And why do you say this? Because the Eagles take advantage of these situations. You saw what they did with Landon Dickerson last year in the second round. Was supposed to be a late first and got him in the second round, and look what happened. You know what I mean? But like I said, one of the most pro-ready receivers. Without this injury, I think he's the top 2 receiver on the board right now, ahead of everybody. I think the best vertical threat in this draft, and obviously, some fans out there, and some people are going to say in the comment section of this video that we need a bigger receiver than him because he's really not that big, and people have complained about it. But the play, he's got that playmaking ability. He's a big play waiting to happen every single down. Okay, he's very twitchy off the line. He has explosiveness. You could line him up outside, inside, open space. I think one of the best yards after catch receivers in this draft. Okay, another Alabama guy they could bring here, to match with Jalen Hurts, give him another weapon, and obviously Devontae Smith. See, I think Devontae Smith is more crafty in his route running and has that vertical threat as well, but this guy is pure speed, and I understand that, I think he knows a lot of the route tree. I think he's only going to get better every single year. His hands are so. You throw this guy in stride, it's over. He could change, his start and stop speed. He could change direction on an instance. It's probably one of the best hands I've seen in this draft. No joke. We talked about Garrett Wilson and Treylon Burks and some of these other guys, which are very good. Jameson Williams is really something special. That's going to be a really good player going down the road. There's no doubt in my mind the Eagles have looked at this. There's no doubt in my mind that the Eagles, why would they take him, Joe? Because, he's coming off injury. Why would they even try? Because the Eagles could take advantage of getting a player coming off injury. So he's been working his tail off to get back to his normal self, and he should be running by the draft, and he should be ready by training camp. So it's a really, really good sign. And that's just part of his work ethic, because some players just take longer to come back from injuries. Like I said, this isn't an Achilles. This is a torn ACL, which I could definitely deal with more than an Achilles injury. So Eagles can get, the Eagles have shown, even the past couple of days with Nick Sirianni with the press conference pretty much saying, we're 25th in passing. We need to meet a standard with the receivers. I understand we have some quarterback issues right now and, maybe some offensive coordinator issues right now on play design and route combinations. But, I feel like we still need to add a weapon. And, some of these guys in the second round of the draft could be easily first round picks just because there's so many receivers in this draft. Well deep into the second round, there are so many guys available. And I feel like the Eagles want to get another first-round receiver this year. Could be wrong. Maybe they go in the second round. But from what I'm looking at right now, how the Eagles have treated free agency, with just Zach Pascal as the only wide receiver signed that is the number 3 to number 4 receiver. You got a guy here in Jameson Williams that could take the top off, that can keep the defense on their toes, and it would be immensely dangerous for Devontae Smith and, having Dallas Goedert and now having Jameson Williams as your other number 2 guy. And then really just amping up this, the competition, and, hopefully Rager moves down the depth chart a lot more. And I think JJ is pretty much out the door at this point. Who knows? Depending on how many receivers they want to take. And I've always mentioned Jameson Williams. I've liked some other guys, but I really wasn't a fan of taking guys off injury. But from the Eagles' perspective, they like taking advantage of these situations with players that move down this draft that have high upside, high ceiling, more of an analytical thing. So this could be more of an analytical thing, but I think the difference is like, this guy is coming off of an ACL, and he's coming back to his normal self very soon, very fast, within 2 months. It's been a short amount of time, and you know what I mean. And he's been working his tail off. I've been watching videos on him and his training, and obviously getting working out, and he should be running by the draft, and then by training camp he should be ready to go. So if there was a receiver they're going to get in this draft that's going to be one of the most pro-ready guys, it's going to be Jameson Williams in this draft. And each day that goes by, I feel like more teams are starting to see that, and more of them are going to take a chance on him, maybe early. I don't know. I don't think he's going to be a top 10 pick right now. But I think the Eagles will be in well reach for Jameson Williams and his services, being that number 2 receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles. And some guys are looking at him as pretty much a number 1, and I think he is a number 1 guy. But if you add him with Devontae Smith, hell with it. Who cares at this point? Because there's going to be a lot of fans that disregard this and say, we don't need Jameson Williams because we need a bigger receiver. Okay, we need a bigger guy. We don't need an all-speed type guy. Look what we got with Jalen Reagor. Look what we didn't get. We passed up on DK Metcalf. We passed up on Justin Jefferson. We passed up on all these receivers, Terry McLaurin, A.J. Brown, you name it. We passed up on it. And I think this is the draft where you cannot make any mistakes. I don't care if it's a number 1 that's coming to a team that already has a number 1 or a number 2 in general, but needs someone to produce on both sides. And we need as much help as we can. And this gives Jalen Hurts another weapon at the end of the day. I think one of the most pro-ready receivers is Jameson Williams. And this would be a tough pick for me, but if he's really ready and we're seeing good things from him, I have no problem drafting Jameson Williams. I think just the issue is, would I like a bigger, kind of like a more sizable receiver? Sure. You know what I mean? I wouldn't mind it. So, but it is what it is. If I want Garrett Wilson, I'm going to want Jameson Williams. If I don't want Jameson Williams, I'm going to want Chris Olave. I mean, it just depends. If I want Treylon Burks, I want Treylon Burks. That's just the way it is. But it's loaded, guys. And, don't, I'm telling you right now, Eagles like to take advantage of these situations where these guys are coming off injuries. Their stock is a little bit low right now. I think people are starting to say, hey, maybe Jameson Williams could be, that guy going to this draft that could be drafted pretty early. I'm not saying, like I said, I didn't say top 10, but are going to take a chance. And the Eagles love taking chances on guys that are injured or coming off injury. So, the difference with Sidney Jones is he was so late in the process because a month before he got the Achilles, he was still going to be out most of the season. But with the torn ACL, within 2 months, back to the roots of, always coming back to his normal self and being able to run by the draft and being ready by training camp, which he is aiming for to be ready by training camp as of right now. There's a big promise with that, and maybe he wants to play with, Devontae Smith and wants to join this group with Jalen Hurts. So who knows at this point? But Jameson Williams, I would definitely put that on the, not necessarily saying that I want it that much, because I think he's going to be good, and I wouldn't mind adding him to this roster at all. But I think with the Eagles' perspective of guys coming off injuries and, guys sliding down the draft a little tiny bit to take advantage of picking these guys that are going to be falling to us with one of those 15, 16 overall or 19 overall pick of this draft. So, guys, let me know in the comment section what you guys think about Jameson Williams and just what he brings to the table. Do you think the Eagles take advantage of the situation with him coming back, off injury, being ready by training camp? Would you take a chance or would you draft somebody else? You guys let me know. And obviously where you rank Jameson Winston within all of the receivers that are here too. So definitely, let me know in the comment section below. And that's pretty much it. And I will see you guys later. SHAKESQUAD up, follow slide. Peace out, guys. Peace.